Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, brothers and sisters? Today, I'd like to talk about the 5 pillars of Islam. And what are the pillars of Islam? Actually, they are the basics and the basis of the Islam on which the Islamic teachings and the Islamic concepts are standing. They are actually the combination of various worships of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of them they only belong to the money or the wealth, and some of them they belong to your physical worship. So all they are combination from the various worships. And they also have the sequence, and we will also try to talk in sequentially. The very first pillar of Islam, which only belongs to the means your heart, or which only belongs to your concept and your belief, is the belief in Tawheed, or in other words, in English we can say believe in oneness of Allah. Tawheed is actually Arabic word which means one, or being one, and it literally means in Arabic language or in Islamic terminology to believe in one Allah and do not associate someone, anybody, neither in the body of Allah nor in the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Means Allah is free from any need. He is free from the daughters and the sisters. He is free from the family and the family relations, or he is even free from the needs and other aspects of life which are commonly very common in the human beings or in creatures, other creatures. He is free from all these things. And of course, to being one, of course, needs a lot of requirements. Means to one, Allah is one. This is also mentioned in a number of verses in the Quran, in the Holy Quran, as in Surah Al-Ikhlas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. O my Prophet, say, Allahu ahad. Allah is one. The God is one. He is one. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He is neither begotten nor begot. Wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. And no one is equal to him. So what does it mean, no one is equal to him? No one is equal to him neither in his power, nor in his authority, nor in his other commands. Whatever commands he gives to his men or his servants, no one is equal to him. If someone equalizes someone in the power of Allah, in the authority of Allah, or in other attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so he is not considered to be a Muslim, or he is not considered to be a Mu'min. So believe in oneness of Allah means to cut off all the other things from being associated with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as he is alone. He was before when there was nothing. He will be forever and ever when there will be nothing. He is the sustainer, he is the feeder, and he is the creator. He is not only the creator of the human beings, but he is also the creator of the universes and the earth and the oceans. Look at the example and look at the gigantic symbols of the world. Look at the mountains, look at the skies standing without any pillars on the columns. Look at the earth, as Allah says, how we spreaded it, just like the mattress on which we are making our journeys and we are living upon it. Look at the skies full of stars, full of the other planets which are working through the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the creator of all these things. Yes? And if we logically talk, so our mind also accept this truth that there can only be a single God, like a single leader, okay, like a single father, okay. If suppose If there were two guards, let's suppose, one guard wants to reign in the area and the second wants not to reign in that area, so who will then make the compromise between them? Of course, if you say there is another one who can compromise between them, so then we should call it the God, and they both are not gods. Okay, so God means he is which is free and who is free from all the worldly or the humanitarian requirements and the needs. Okay, if someone is having the humanitarian requirements, of course, or the needs, how he can be a God? Yes. And more example, yes, as Quran invites us to ponder and to think and to make the decision that there is someone, there is unseen power who is called a God. Okay, regardless of going through the verses of Quran, we just only talk about means in simple words what is oneness means. The second pillar of Islam is prayer. This belongs to our physical actions and physical deeds, and this is the specific divinely exercise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, God wants us to perform some duties for him, not as a written, as obligatory. Okay, we cannot return anything to God. Of course, he is the God. How we can return any deed to him? But of course, we can at least perform those things which he wants from us or he wishes us to do. Okay, the second pillar of Islam is prayer, or the performing namaz. In other words, prayer literally means in English, in Arabic language, salah, which means to perform and to do something, but it literally means in Islamic terminology to perform some actions in a specific postures, okay, in specific timings, just only for the sake of Allah as his worship. There are 5 obligatory prayers which are further upon the Muslims, upon the believers, and they are performed in their specific timings. But if someone misses the timing, so he will then perform the delay prayer. This is also one category of the prayer. Prayer performs a very vital role in believer's life, not only his individual life, but also in his social and his family life. That inshallah we will describe how prayer is beneficial and how it benefits its prayers, its performers. First of all, prayer teaches us the lesson of unity. If you perform the congregational prayers, and you have seen the image or the scene of performing congregational prayers in masajid, in the places where Muslim they perform their namaz or they perform their prayers, that place is called masjid, and the plural of that masjid is masajid. Just like the people the temples are the places where the Hindu they worship their gods, okay, and the church are the places where Christians they do their worships, okay. So masjid or the mosque is the place where the Muslims they perform their worships for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, first of all, as I told, prayer teaches us the lesson of unity. We go to the masjid and we see a number of people, 500,000 people, they are performing behind a single leader, behind a single imam who makes them prayer, and they do all the postures in unity, whether they are prostrating, whether they are making ruku, they are making qiyam, whatever they are doing, all the deeds or the actions are performed in unity. Secondly, it also generates brotherhood among the believers. Okay, when they come to the masjid where they perform not only namaz, but they also know about each other. If someone is absent in any salah, in any prayer, so they can at least go to visit him. Why our brother or why our dead friend he has missed namaz, why he didn't come? So of course this is also generates brotherhood and a mutual harmony among the Muslims and among the believers. It also refreshes the mind. Of course, when you make wudu before performing namaz, and you get fresh, not only your physical postures, but it also refreshes your mind. Okay, when you go to perform namaz, and of course you a bit change your attention, if suppose you are in attention or you are confused regarding anything. So when you go to masjid, you see other people in various colors, in various styles. Of course, that at least flushes out the previous data from your mind, and you get fresh in performing namaz. And it is also just like an exercise. We should not call it exercise, but actually when you do many postures in performing namaz, so it also generates your joints, it also generates some of the it finishes your some fatigues, and you get a sort of relaxation and relief after performing namaz. In a society, when of course we are performing namaz behind a single leader, and we are also visiting each other, okay, and in society where we are living, so it also teaches you the lesson of being united and being merciful and being kind to the second person, to your brother. Okay, as you can visit your Muslim brothers, so you can also visit to your other brothers, whether suppose he is your neighbor or he is from your relatives, so you can go to him and you can visit to him. Yeah, the third and the further exam in the further detail, there are a number of categories of salah and the prayers. Some of them are sunnah, some of them are wajib, and obligatory salah or obligatory prayer is called farz in Arabic terminology. And there is another kind of prayer which is called sunnah, and another is there which is called wajib. Okay, and private prayers, congregational prayers, delayed prayers, and some things are relating to before performing namaz, which are actually called the preparation for salah and the preparation for namaz. In any other lesson, inshallah, we will discuss them in detail. The third pillar of Islam is giving alms or giving charity or paying charity, which is a very important pillar of Islam, which belongs to your finance and which belongs to your financial worship. It does not belong to your physical actions or deeds. Zakat is an Arabic word, and which means to purify, but in Islamic terminology it means to purify your wealth or your money by giving a specific amount to your needy or to the destitute. This is in Islamic terminology. In further detail, the zakat is only paid once in a year. Annually, it is paid annually. It is not paid everywhere or all the times. Okay, and it is not only paid for every goods or for every we can say the money, but it has specific aspects of paying your zakat. It is either upon the gold, on the silver, or your business, or anything which is you have for selling, okay, including the cattle and the lands and the products of the lands. These are the things on which you have to pay your zakat. Zakat also has a number of characteristics, not for the man or the payer of the zakat, but also it performs a great role in a society in helping the destitute and helping the poor. Okay, yeah, zakat simply means to transfer the money. The money is transferred from the rich to the poor. When the money transfer from rich to the poor, so one thing comes into his mind, that this wealth is not for him forever and ever. He is not only the possessor of this wealth, other people also have rights on the same this wealth which he is possessing at the moment. So first of all, it generates the generosity in a person's life. Okay, it tells the person that he is not the owner of forever ever this wealth, but also there are a number of people who are also having their rights into his when he pays them. So of course you cannot believe how much relief he feel in his life. Yes. Secondly, when the rich they pay their zakat, and it goes to the needy and the poor, and they also meet with their challenges and with their needs. Of course it also creates some sort of contribution and relationship and some sort of friendness and frankness between the rich and the poor. And poor also thinks that he is my helper and he is the person who helps me. So it also generates a love and mutual understanding and a harmony in the society. And except this, besides helping the people, it can be paid, and the things can also be done with the money of zakat for the society, means like establishing orphanage for the orphans, okay, and establishing the means ways and paths, and establishing so many other things for the relief of the strangers and for the relief of the traveler. The fourth pillar of Islam is Saum and fasting. Saum is an Arabic word, and in English we simply translate them as fasting. And Saum means to stop and to abstain from doing anything but in Islamic terminology it means to abstain from eating yourself, from eating from other deeds which you normally do from the dawn to the dusk, from morning to sunset, or we can say from sunrising, before sunrising to sunset. You abstain yourself, you avoid yourself from doing the normal deeds or the actions which you do, like eating, like drinking, and like other actions which we normally do in our daily life. This is also performed for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it also belongs to your physical actions. It does not belong to your financial actions. Saum is also first upon every adult, the person who became adult. So it is first means it is obligatory, and he has to keep the fast of Ramadan especially. And there is special months among the 12 months of Islamic calendar. The month is Ramadan, in which the Muslims and the believers they keep fast and they do fasting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It also has a number of characteristics which he generates in a believers. First of all, it generates the mercy and piety in a person's life. When he himself means strives from the hunger, and he does the struggle and he is hungry, so that means the idea into his mind generates that what about my second brother, what about the other people, they do not have the means resources to have means such blessings or such other things. So this generates into his mind that they are my brothers, they need my help. So it creates a mercy and the piety into his mind. Secondly, it also generates the cooperation and means harmony between the people, among the people. When he is struggling and he is means facing the hunger, or he is facing the thirst, so he also tries to remove his other brother or his other believer Muslim brother from such situation if he is facing the bad patches or if he is passing through the bad patches. So he tries his level best to help his brother, and this also generates means contribution in the society. And thirdly, When we living our life, of course we are in the danger of so many spiritual disease which we cannot sometimes imagine, and we cannot consider, even we cannot see them. So this is the month to purify yourself, your body and your soul, your inner feelings from such spiritual or unseen spiritual disease. Like backbiting is a sin in Islam. A person should not be habitual of doing backbiting. Yeah, accusing your brother without any reason, without any proof. This is, of course, it's a sin in Islam. This should not be, okay? And like they saw a number of so many other offenses which we normally do not consider them and do not have our attention towards them, but this is the month when we are bound ourselves from usual things, and we try not to commit the unusual things and unusual deeds which you normally do. So of course this gives you the great possibility to change your life and to reform your disease, or in other words your spiritual disease or unseen disease which you are suffering from. It also has a number of detail, inshallah in any other video we will try to share with you. The fifth and the last pillar of Islam is pilgrimage or pilgrim, which simply means to visit or to go to visit something. In the Arabic word which is used for pilgrimage is Hajj. Hajj means to do intention, but in Islamic terminology you have the intention to go to visit the house of Allah and perform the special deeds which are divinely obligatory on the Muslims or the believers, and you perform all these specific actions or deeds in nearby surroundings of the areas in Mecca. Like you go to Muzdalifah, you go to Mina, and you go to Arafat, where special actions are performed. So this journey or this sort of performing worship is called Hajj. Hajj also has a great value, importance in a life, and this is the only worship which includes both the worships. It is worship belongs to the finance, of course. If you have no resources to go to Mecca, to house of Allah, suppose you do not have means a lot of money that you can buy your ticket and you can buy the visa, and then you go there and you also leave something for your family here to make to meet the challenges and to fulfill their desires and wishes, and you need money to spend there when you are in the journey of pilgrimage. So it belongs to your finance, it also belongs to physical worship. Of course it is very tiring journey, believe me, but very interesting. Yes, of course you do for the sake of Allah, not for yourself. To perform sa'i, which is actually going and coming from one mountain to second mountain, Safa to Marwa, it has a great distance. And then you go to Mina, which also means a great distance. You go to Arafat and you go to Muzdalifah, and consecutively you are traveling and you are cutting the distance. Okay, of course if you go on walking, so it is a very tiring journey. Okay, if you are either using the buses or the other transportation, that it also takes a great time for traveling. So it belongs to both of your worships, financially and physically, and has a great value. Of course it also generates great changes in not only pilgrimage life, but also it gives some benefits to society as well. Of course the first lesson that the Hajj teaches to the believers or to the believers, there is a unity again. Behind a single imam, you perform all the actions And secondly, sacrification, which is very important in a person's life. Okay, you sacrifice many things. You sacrifice your rest. You sacrifice some of the means misbehaving of your brother, which commonly occurs. Of course, if there is a great crowd of people and there are a great number of heads, so their mishappenings and misbehaviors are mostly common in such crowds. But you only bear it, you tolerate, just because for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It also teaches you a great lesson of Islam. Do not bother your Muslim brother, neither with your hands, nor with your tongue, and nor with any other resources. This is the great teaching and the socialic teachings of Islam, which normally we ignore. You should not become painful. You should not become a source of painful, not even for the Muslim, not for your other brothers who are living surrounding you. These are the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You should not become a source of giving torture to your brothers. Okay, he did not say your Muslim brothers. The brothers, they can also be the Christians, they can be the Jews, they can be the other people who belong to other religion. Okay, so when you can only teach and you can learn this lesson best in the journey of Hajj, when you have a great crowd, all kinds of people, they belong from various generations. Okay, and when they are in front of you, of course they have different natures, and you may get any pain, any torture from your brother, but you only tolerate just because for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this worship and this journey also teaches you a great lesson. Islam does not believe in class differences. Islam does not believe in class status. Rich and poor, they are equal. And prosperous, and the means poor, he is equal. Okay, king and the means public, they are equal. Okay, scholars and uneducated, they are equal. They are performing same two sheets. If he is a king or if he is a poor, okay, either he is even the poor of Ethiopia, okay, he will be wearing only two sheets, two white sheets. Okay, and king will also be wearing the white sheets, and they will be performing the same actions and the deeds which everyone is performing. This is the great lesson of Islam. There, Islam does not believe in the class differences. It does not believe in the differences of among the people, the Arabian and the non-Arabian. No Arabian is superior than a non-Arabian. No prosperous or the rich is superior than a poor. Not even a scholar, he is superior than a poor or the uneducated or the illiterate person. Yes, the difference which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself said with the tongue of, with the mouth of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Only who is the greatest, who is the superior in the eyes of Allah? The most righteous among you is the most honorable in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in the eyes of Sharia. Prophet also said, inna Allah la yanzuru ila suwarikum wa amalikum, bal yanzuru ila niyatikum. Aw kama qala alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah subhanahu, the Prophet said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at your postures. He does not even look at your faces, how beautiful you are. But he looks at your intentions, what intentions you are having into your hearts. If you are having good attention for your brothers and sisters, and even for your Muslim brothers, you are good and you are very beautiful in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The most righteous is the most honorable. Just see the key and just see the parameter of Islamic Sharia. The most righteous is the most honorable. So we should try to seek the path of right people. We should try to seek the path of the righteous people. And what is that? That is Islam. That is Islam, which teaches you the right path, which teaches you the path of the righteous people. Who were the righteous people? the Quran himself mentions them. They were the prophets, they were the shuhada, martyred people, and they were the righteous people, pious people. They are the righteous people. Of course, if you follow them, so you will follow the right path. Of course, as Allah has created the man in this world, and Allah has also made ability into everyone's body, and also shown him the right and the wrong path. Now he is to either follow the right path or the wrong path. Sisters and brothers, this was a little bit about the briefingly, very shortly, about the pillars of Islam, and I hope that inshallah you must understand them. It may help you in getting information about the Islam. We will try our level best to proceed and to launch more videos for your informations. Wish you best luck. See you inshallah next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.